Welcome to Card Corner. These are the cards. That's the corner. Today I'm going to be opening these ProSet SuperStar MusiCards. 10 hot photo cards per pack with facts about your favorite rock, pop, and rap stars. Looks like we can win a rock and roll trip to London, plus other great prizes. Not too sure if that's still in effect. It says here, looks like 1991, so we're about 33 years too late. Let's see what we get anyway. Alice Cooper is joining us on the corner. School is out for a couple of years there, so he's flying high. Here we got the instant win. Oh, it's a scratch and win. All right, let's try that. For our rock and roll trip to London. Let's see, in 1991, how lucky would we be? Sorry, try again. Oh well. But our first card is Jimi Hendrix. I think that's probably a pretty sweet rip for this set. Jimi Hendrix has a revolutionary influence on the development of rock music. Utilizing electronic feedback at high volumes, he made his guitar whine, bark, drone, hum, and sing. To this he added flamboyant showmanship, often playing the instrument behind his back or using his teeth and tongue to stroke the strings. The results electrified audiences wherever he performed with his trio, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Definitely a nice card to get. It's our second Jimi Hendrix card. We got one in the Guinness Book of World Records set. And it looks like this one is reversed image as well. I don't know what's the deal with that. Because I thought he played left-handed. Let me know if you know what's the deal with that. Is this just a backwards picture? The guitar looks kind of funny when you put it up like that. All right, next we got Led Zeppelin. Another card I think is a pretty good one. Incorporating distortion, acoustical feedback, and reverberation, Led Zeppelin opened new sonic avenues. Taking a line from The Soft Machine, a science fiction novel by William Burroughs, Led Zeppelin described their music as being heavy metal. After the group was dissolved in 1980, Robert Plant and Jimmy Page recorded solo albums with several groups. I like how they got the Lord of the Rings themes going on in some of their music. Next up, we've got Colin James. I don't know who he is. An undeniable talent with an uncanny ear for the blues and all its rockin' stepchildren. Canadian guitarist, singer, songwriter Colin James has jammed with such artists as the Rolling Stones, James Cotton, Albert Collins, Buddy Guy, Dr. John, and the late Stevie Ray Vaughan. His albums are Colin James and Sudden Stop. He's a Canadian. Maybe I didn't get that one signed. All right, we got Madonna. I definitely know who Madonna is. Born in New York City, Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone is the third of 8 children. Growing up in a big family, you get prepared for the world, she explains, because there's a whole little world going on in your family. You have to learn how to be resourceful and distinguish yourself. Indeed, she has. Indeed. All right, the hits just keep on coming because next up we got MC Hammer. I am touching this. After working briefly as half of a Christian rap duo called the Holy Ghost Boys, MC Hammer launched his own record label in 1987. 3 singles and 1 album were released. The album, originally titled Feel My Power, has attracted the attention of Capitol Records, which re-released it as Let's Get It Started and signed Hammer to a multi-album production deal. Nice. Running out of stands here. It's another MC Hammer. With his 31-member posse, MC Hammer transcended the previous limits of rap performance during his 1990 world tour. The show, the most elaborate production ever staged by a rap artist, featured not only rapping, scratching, and loose-limbed, fast-paced dancing, but live singers and instrumentalists. I think between these two, I like this one better. This one looks cooler. But I don't think we can get too many MC Hammer cards in these packs. Next up, it's Janet Jackson. The youngest of 9 children, Janet Jackson first performed on stage with her brothers Michael, Marlon, Jermaine, Tito, and Jackie, the Jackson 5. She put a successful acting career on hold after being known for her work in TV sitcoms, Good Times, A New Kind of Family, Different Strokes, and Fame, in order to concentrate on music. Excuse me. I did not know she was in Different Strokes. Next up, we got Crimson Glory. They've got some nice dues, all 4 of them. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me know in the comments who's got the best hair. I really like this guy's look, how he's looking off to the side, all forlorn. Formed in 1982 in Sarasota, Florida, the metal band Crimson Glory spent 5 years rehearsing in a warehouse before playing a single live engagement. And their albums there, listed there. John Drenning, Jeff Lords, Midnight, and Ravi Jacohita. Midnight. I guess this guy's probably Midnight. All right, next up we've got The Clash. I think that's a pretty good hit for me personally. I really like The Clash. A seminal punk rock band, The Clash joined the Sex Pistols' legendary 1976 Anarchy in the UK tour. Their first charted single was Tommy Gun for their record album Give 'Em Enough Rope. Train in Vain, a track from London Calling, was the group's first U.S. hit, 1980. For The Who's 1982 American Farewell Tour, The Clash played support. 3 years later, The Clash itself bid farewell. I really like The Clash. And our last card is Annihilator. Powered by guitarist Jeff Waters, Annihilator is a second-generation thrash band that combines headbanging with theater and innovation. Formed originally in Ottawa, Canada in 1985, Waters took the band to Vancouver, British Columbia, where the lineup continued to evolve. A record deal followed, and in 1989, their debut album, Alice in Hell, was released. Annihilator. All right, that was, I think, quite the first pack. We got a couple of MC Hammer cards. We got The Clash, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and Madonna. Let me know what you guys think of Annihilator and Crimson Glory, because I've never heard them before. All right. First up, we got our instant win card. Let's see how lucky we are in 1991. Sorry, try again. We will. All right, this pack starts off with Belinda Carlisle. After singing with the all-female Go-Go's, Belinda Carlisle spent a year honing her craft before recording the album Belinda, which yielded the top 5 single Mad About You. The following year, she reached #1 with the single Heavy on Earth. Belinda is involved not only with entertaining your fans, but with supporting animal rights and environmental causes. Ahead of her time with that stuff. All right, we got another Legends card. This time it's The Doors. Used to listen to them in high school, hanging out with my friends. Just hanging out. suspicious. All right, REO Speedwagon. Taking the name of one of the first fire trucks, REO Speedwagon was started in Champaign, Illinois in 1970. 10 years later, their song Keep On Lovin' You from the album High Infidelity went to #1 on the charts. They had another #1 hit single, Can't Fight This Feeling, from the album Wheels Are Turning. Their 15th album, The Earth, A Small Man, His Dog, and a Chicken, was released in 1990. Nice title. REO Speedwagon. All right, next up we've got The Pretenders. The only thing I know about this band is that the Dean in the Simpsons episode Homer Goes to College used to play bass in The Pretenders. The Pretenders, extended play, Pretenders 2, Learning to Crawl, Get Close, blah, 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 blah. The group's first release after a 2-year breakup featured 10 compositions by leader Chrissie Hynde, one co-written with Johnny Marr and a version of Jimi Hendrix' May This Be Love. Hynde also made a guest appearance on 2 albums by the British reggae band UB40. Pretenders. All right, next up is Luther Vandross. Born and raised in New York City, singer, arranger, producer Luther Vandross was one of that city's most in-demand session singers during the 1970s. He stepped out on his own in 1981 and scored a steady string of hits through the decade. The double album, The Best of Luther Vandross, The Best of My Love, offers a retrospective of his work. I'll have to check him out. I'm not familiar with his work. All right, next up we got Tone Loc. He was in the Fern Gully movie that we reviewed the other day on Card Corner. Tone Loc's debut single, Wild Thing, was the first double platinum single of 1980, and the song's video was the MTV Hit Clip of the Week for an unprecedented 4 weeks. He also became the first Los Angeles-based rap artist to break the top 40 on Billboard's pop charts. Loped After Dark. I don't really know his songs. Enough is Enough. Definitely never heard of these guys. Sometimes the Field of Dreams does not involve baseball, but rather music. Thus, the former minor league baseball player Chip Z'Nuff founded the rock group Enuff Z'Nuff. Chip Z'Nuff. Was that really a name of a baseball player? Minor league baseball player? Okay. Self-described as an R-rated 4-ring circus, they have recorded one self-named album. Lots of hair on them. All right, we got Little Feat. Lots of guys in that band. Formed in Southern California in 1969 by 2 former members of Frank Zappa's Mothers of Invention, Little Feat first performed under the name Country Zeke and the Freaks. During the next decade, the group released 9 albums, but disbanded in 1979 following the death of leader Lowell George. Reorganized in 1985, the present septet released the album Let It Roll 3 years later. Little Feat, more guys I've never heard of. King's X, combining tight vocal harmonies and hard jamming musicianship. King X produces a mercurial blend of classic, contemporary, and futuristic rock elements. Group members Ty Tabor, Doug Pinnick, and Jerry Gaskill met in Springfield, Missouri in 1980 and relocated to Houston, Texas 5 years later. Never heard of these guys either. Let me know who you guys think I am underrating the most. Or not underrating, but sleeping on, because I've never heard of Crimson Glory, Enough's Enough, Luther Vandross, Little Feat, or King's X. And if you want to trade for them, say you're the world's biggest King's X fan and you don't happen to have this card, we'll trade for it. The The information on how to do that is on the About page of the YouTube channel. The last card in that pack looks special. Says it's a historic concerts card for August 29th to September 3rd, 1967. I guess this is the poster. Cream, the Electric Flag, the American Music Band, Gary Burton. What is that? Oh, that's just like the date and the place. Given the stature enjoyed by guitarist Eric Clapton today, it is almost inconceivable to think that the most renowned band he fronted, Cream, could have played as small a venue as the original Fillmore Auditorium, which sat or stood barely 1,500 people. Cream was the first English band after John Mayall's Blues Breakers to focus almost exclusively on long, extended improvisations, and thus elevated virtuoso and instrumental playing within rock to an art form. All three members of rock's first power trio, which along with Clapton included Jack Bruce on bass and Ginger Baker on drums, were rooted in the blues. It's kind of interesting. I think I would have preferred just a Cream or Eric Clapton card. All right, we got one more pack now. Also come with these 10% off your next purchase of Superstar Music t-shirts. All right. Let's see if we were lucky for the last time. And we were not. All right, we got John Lennon. Imagine that. John Lennon's music and message lives on. Just as the Persian Gulf War was breaking out, an updated all-star rendition of his classic Give Peace a Chance is issued. Many of his greatest performances with the Beatles and after are collected on the motion picture soundtrack album Imagine. The 4-CD box Lennon provides a retrospective of his post-Beatles work. It is John Lennon. His work I am familiar with. But I do not know Adamski. A space alien, Adamski, landed on Earth when the moon was in Sagittarius, nicknamed the Acid Skinhead. Adamski concocted on-stage hypnotic burbling mantras through a wide creative glossary of machine manipulations. His first album, Live and Direct, was a synthesis of live and outdoor performances. Seems like quite the character. All right, next up is Randy Rhoads. After playing with Quiet Riot, guitarist Randy Rhoads became a member of Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz. Quickly gaining a reputation as a performer with formidable technique, Randy was tragically killed in a plane crash in Orlando, Florida on March 19th, 1982. He was 24. That's too bad. Randy Rhoads. All right, we got Santana. I know him from that Smooth song that came out in the late 90s. The third-generation musician, guitarist Carlos Santana was born in Atlan, Jalisco, Mexico. He formed the Santana Blues Band in San Francisco in 1966, combining Afro-Latin rhythms with blues and rock. The band Santana has appeared at Woodstock, the U.S. Festival, and Live Aid, and in 44 states and 46 countries. The group is one of only 8 acts to have top 10 albums in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It's a pretty good one. Dads everywhere will be happy with that one. And we got Soundgarden. Longtime underground favorite, Soundgarden is a group with courage, not afraid to take the honesty of punk and mix it together with the heaviness of metal. They play relentless powerhouse music laced with hooks, riffs, and speed. All right, it's Debbie Gibson. Debbie Gibson asked her parents for a guitar at age 2, but had to settle for a ukulele. At 4, she began playing piano and won her first competition at 6. At 17, she became the youngest artist in the history of pop music to write, perform, and produce a #1 single. We've got Hoodoo Gurus, another band that I've never heard of. In a review for the Boston Herald, Dean Johnson wrote, "The Hoodoo Gurus are the kind of band Henry Thoreau would have admired. A group difficult to categorize, the Hoodoo Gurus originated in Australia and now enjoy the adulation of college audiences around the world for their satire as well as their musical talent." Let me know what you guys think of the Hoodoo Gurus. All right, we got Colin James. This, I don't know about this picture, this shot they got here. Growing up in the Prairie province of Saskatchewan, Growing up in the Prairie province of Saskatchewan, Canada, guitarist, singer, songwriter Colin James was exposed to a variety of music, but was especially taken with the blues. "It's just honest," he says, adding, "But I'm not a purist. I'm very comfortable listening to and playing a lot of different styles. That's why my records are varied." All right, we got a couple more here. It's Vanilla Ice. It's a nice card. With the release of his first album, Vanilla Ice is white hot. When he's not touring the country with his crew, Vanilla Ice Posse, he likes to ride jet skis, drive his limited edition Emerson Fittipaldi 5.0 convertible, and catch Miami Vice reruns. His favorite rap acts include Mantronix, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, and 2 Live Crew. What? What do you want? All right, and our last card is Roxette. The Swedish duo Roxette, per Jesla and Marie Fredriksson, made a U.S. breakthrough with the album Look Sharp, 1989, containing the hits Dress for Success and Listen to Your Heart. Initially, we were criticized for not sounding American enough, says Fredriksson. Now we're complimented for not sounding too American. I wonder what that means. All right, that is the ProSet SuperStar MusiCards. I did take a peek at the card list for this, and there was a few that we didn't get. Luckily, we've got quite a few more packs of this one. I split a box with my buddy Milo over at the Trading Cards channel, at Trade Cards on YouTube. So check them out if you want to see more of these Superstar card pack openings, and I'll do some more later. I'd like to get a couple. There's Guar and The Ventures, a couple bands that I really like. And make sure you like the video. Leave me a comment telling me which band you like the best. Share this video with a friend, and take it easy.